Hello everyone, I'm Al from Valentyn.co and welcome to Total War Rome 2, the Emperor Edition. The game has sneaked onto Steam for the Mac, and unlike the other Total War games, this was not done by Feral Interactive, who have a very long-standing and good reputation for very good Mac ports. Now this does look like a native port, as I didn't find anything related to wine or cider in the game package files, although it does have some telltale signs of wine due to very long load screens and a lot of little errors around here. Now unfortunately the game is not a very good performer. In fact, I haven't actually been able to play the game yet. It actually crashes. And not only does the game crash, but it actually crashes my entire Mac Pro to the point where it actually reboots the system. It is that bad. Now compared to Total War Shogun 2, which was ported by Feral Interactive, that game plays absolutely brilliant. It runs natively at my resolution of 3440x1440 at max out ultra settings. Now, this game unfortunately does not. I can't even run the benchmark, and when I do at medium settings, I get about 19 frames per second before my system hard locks and resets itself. Now, looking in the top right corner, you'll notice it says build version 0.0.0 and then a big string of numbers. So it seems that this might actually be an alpha or beta for the Mac. And I do wonder what process Creative Assembly went through to port this to the Mac. Especially since there was no fanfare and no big announcement that it actually is coming to the Mac. It just appeared. And the fact that they stepped away from Feral Interactive is a bit disconcerting. They've always done an amazingly good job, especially with the latest titles with OpenGL 4 performance. But without further ado, I'm sort of rambling here, but let's get in and show you what this is like. First, let's go to the graphics options. Now you see I've got it set to high, my native resolution. If we click to advanced options, this is where things get very interesting. It detects my graphics card, the FirePro D700, correctly, but it's only showing a third of my actual memory. Instead of showing 6GB, it's only showing 2, which usually only happens in games that are wrapped in cider or wine, where they inaccurately actually detect the RAM usage for the graphics card. Now this is something I've covered before with my Play on Mac tutorial for World of Tanks, and this is why I'm a bit concerned about the performance. I would love to max this game out for you, but I can't run the benchmark. I really want to do that for you, but it's just gonna crash, and I don't want to lose this recording again. It's probably my 4th time trying. So without further ado, get straight in and try some of the game. We'll start with the prologue. And let's see if this actually works for once. I can see right off the bat, a lot of texture popping. A lot. Very dull textures, very bland. The models look quite decent, but look at these graphical issues. It's very disconcerting for me. Now you can actually see some of the characters phase in and out. And look at the draw distance of this and the severe texture popping. This looks like a texture streaming issue. I have more than enough graphical memory to actually do this properly, but it doesn't.
Capua is in sight. Report.
And oh, my mouse has disappeared. Here we go. Let's click this.
Tribute Silanus. The Samnite army are massed on the hills around Capua. They are preparing an attack. See for yourself.
Alright, so yeah, Capua, let's move around. You can see the absolutely horrendous draw distance and texture popping. The grass just disappears right here, right in front of me. And as I zoom in, it kind of pops back in. This is down to texture streaming issues. And this is actually worse than an id Tech 5 graphics game, such as Rage and Wolfenstein. This is quite severe. Let's move in closer and let's see the actual unit detail of our army and see how that looks. This is actually the furthest I've gotten in this game. As I said before, it crashes an awful lot, and I'm not very happy about that performance-wise. Detail is quite good. Comparing this to Shogun and Total War 2, it's not that great. Not that great at all. Look at the ground textures, absolutely horrendous. But then again, this is a strategy game, which you play on a big field like this. So Let's move around. We'll point out the bridge we have to cross.
The river crossings here have been destroyed by the defenders. May the gods be with them should the enemy attack.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to cross that. So the Capua army is there. Capua. My mouse keeps disappearing and I keep having to click to bring it back. That's another little glitch. Now, considering the game as we played usually from a perspective like this to control it perfectly, it absolutely doesn't look the part. Not at all. Now, the PC version for Windows did have a lot of issues on launch, especially graphical and performance wise, but they were patched significantly afterwards, and as far as I know, it's been fixed quite a bit. I just hope they do the same with the Mac version, but at the moment, it's a bit hard to justify it so far.
The Samnite siege engines fire on the city, weakening the will of the men within. If we can get to them, we can halt the bombardment, but they are well guarded.
Yeah, they've got a massive army right here, so let's get in close. They're significantly outnumber us.
The Samnites prepare their attack on the hillside. Their numbers are too strong for us to consider an engagement. They have enough men to defend a grain store, not assault an army.
Alright. So let's get into the actual gameplay and see how this goes in total. There's our little defenders.
The consul and his remaining forces have garrisoned the city. Linus means to stop any assault at the river, but he's vastly outnumbered. I fear he will be overwhelmed.
Okay.
Tribute Silanus. The men are reporting sounds of a skirmish ahead of our position.
The actual fields and granaries are just disappearing in front of us.
Some Romans in this village have been confronted by Samnites. They're outnumbered, but our troops can tip the balance. Move out!
Alright. And my mouse has disappeared. There we go. Got it back. You keep
We
having to
await
click.
the enemy. March!
Alright, everyone. Let's get to it. Ooh, I do like the new interface compared to
Our spotters
Shogun
suggest there are
Total War
but
2.
5 enemy units around the village. Look for their blue banners.
Much increased detail. So it seems slowly increased the detail. This is probably due to it misreading my graphical memory. It's having issues actually streaming textures.
For the
Not that
gods!
great. Now, it's really hard to actually showcase a game like this, and I will be covering Shogun 2 as well, just due to the fact that it can take a
We're
very
under
long
missile
time
fire.
to actually
Double
get
time.
something done. Alright,
Quick march!
let's get through these. Use the trees as cover. Now, there's a lot more foliage as you zoom in compared to zoomed out. Things are a bit dodgy. Look at these guys. Detail is quite good. I'm quite happy about that. Although, it could be significantly better. Now, I find that running the game on high at my neighbor resolution, like now, it needs a significant performance increase. I get around 30 FPS. But as soon as I swap to very high, my FPS tanks down to the high teens on average, averaging at around 19. And that's, even though this is a slow-paced strategy game, it's not really that acceptable by all standards. And it should be improved upon, really. I do hope Creative Assembly do improve it with patches, as I think this is their very first Mac port that they've done
Draw
themselves.
swords, men! Charge!
Come on, everyone, let's get in there. I'm just gonna send the entire battalion in there. Wipe these guys out. Here we go. Let's see. The game is supposed to feature a lot of good detail and close combat. And it's okay. No blood or anything, which is a bit disappointing. No, quite a lot of mixed details and fine-tuning. Although it's worth noting that Creative Assembly have already announced their next Total War game.
Get their flanks or attack them from behind.
And the next Total War game is Total War Attila, featuring Attila the Hun, which is near the end of the Roman Empire. That should be extremely interesting. And the graphics so far and everything look amazing. So I do hope that they're going to do a significantly good job on that compared to Rome Total War 2. Or should I say Total War Rome 2, which didn't launch with good fanfare. And a lot of people consider it not to be a worthy successor to the first one, but we'll see how that goes.
Sons of Mars!
The Samnite infantry is strong, but their men are no match for Roman soldiers.
Let's move these guys through here. We want to get those archers and the rest of my legions. Whoops, misclicked there. We're going to move straight in there. Oh, they're just fleeing already. Alright guys, charge in.
And glory!
So far so good. I haven't crashed yet. I'm very happy about that. It seems to only happen at very high settings, or any setting above very high at my native resolution. So, like I said, the draw distance when you zoom out is absolutely atrocious. And Feral did a very good job on Shogun 2 in the previous games, but I do wonder why they haven't gone with Feral Interactive for this game as well.
They begin to flee.
Don't worry, we'll deal with them shortly. Come on, double time it, folks. Yeah, these guys are fleeing. We'll move around up there. We want to get these guys through the forest so we can try and get behind their siege weapons. The problem with these guys fleeing, there's still a considerable number. They might actually regroup later and get back at us. Now, I don't have a lot of experience with Total War games, but just due to Shogun 2 in general, which is something I just recently got, I've been very impressed with it. And like I said, Feral did an outstanding job. The main problem of this game is down to graphical fidelity and performance, which is not that great. But so far, so good, everyone. And I'm actually surprised I've managed to get this far in it. Really am. There we go. Oh, black screen. There we go. Just took a while to go through.
No more guarding grain stores. They're meant for this. The slingers in the village are in our debt. They've pledged their allegiance and have joined our ranks.
Well, they're attacking over there.
The Samnites move on Capua. Defend the British to the last man! Capua must not fall!
Alright, so we need to deal with those siege weapons
men,
really
listen up.
quickly.
We're up against it. The Samnites have moved to attack, and it's too late to attempt to cross to intercept them. The enemy siege weapons are still troublesome, but now the Samnites have left them relatively unguarded. Let us strike there.
Perfect. So it's actually repositioned my entire army. I'm not too happy about that. But we'll move through.
Samnium shall fall.
Samnium. Alright, let's get through there. Now, it's also worth noting I haven't actually bought Total War Rome 2. It's actually part of the free weekend I'm using, so I decided to give it a good shot since the game just recently sneaked up on Steam to see what it actually performs like and plays like. But graphically, I'm not too sure how this is going to run for anyone else with anything like an iMac or even a MacBook Pro. You're definitely not going to have an enjoyable experience on a MacBook Pro or even a MacBook Air. I wouldn't even suggest buying it. If you have a decent enough iMac, sure, but do be warned, you're going to have to drop the details significantly. I have the most powerful Mac available when it comes to graphical performance at the moment, and this game doesn't perform very well on it. That's just the way it is. It's very shoddy, and just for that alone, due to performance, it's very hard to recommend this game. Hopefully down the line there will be patches and there will be improvements, but I can't help but feeling that if they went with Feral Interactive and a native OpenGL 4 port, which just might be, it might not, they would have had a significantly better experience for customers.
This forest will cover our approach if we move with care. The terrain is to our advantage.
I don't know why they didn't go Feral this time, but it is a bit disconcerting, especially performance-wise so far. But we'll see how this goes. So far, so good. Hopefully I don't jinx myself entirely. These guys somehow noticed us, even though we're covering our angles through the forest. We've got spears, and just 2 units of spears, and then these ballistae. Alright. Alright, we'll deal with them. They're moving extremely slowly. There's me in the back. Yeah, Italian swordsman. Right.
Proud Romans all.
Yep, quite proud. Capua you might know from Spartacus, the TV series. Very, very famous place for their games and gladiators. Oh wow, that... Why aren't... Oh yeah, they're not attacking through this wall that's been destroyed because there's no bridge really. And they're not really attacking at all, really. It's just being funneled in here. I need to get through there really quickly. Come on, guys. I want to kind of make them double time it, but that wouldn't do it a lot of justice. Come on, archers. What's your arc? The problem here with the texture drawing, as you can see, I can't even see my arc really well. Look, it just disappears off at an angle there. Down the view. That's not very good at all. It's actually hamstringing the gaming capabilities.
Our slingers can be placed upon the hill to rain fire upon the enemy below. Keep them out of the fray.
Slingers. Yeah, I'm already on that. The issue here... Oh, God. Why are you moving in so close?
Siege weapons, men. Fuck up you are.
Yeah, blah blah blah. Come on. What is your arc? It's not rendering their arc properly. I can't... Oh, jeez. This is... So the graphical performance and issues are actually hamstringing the game. Alright. Mars, the god of war. Alright. There we go. There we go. Got a nice angle on it now, but it's extremely frustrating that you can't actually see the arc properly. You can see a bit of it, but it disappears so badly in the background there due to the bad rendering. Not very good. Come on, guys, you're coming downhill.
We await the enemy. In for glory.
These guys sit to skirmishing, so they'll move back at least as my men move forward. Come on. The rendering detail up close is quite good. It's not fantastic, it doesn't look that great, it needs some anti-aliasing, depth of field, SSAO, paginating, all those things, but as soon as I enable those, the graphical performance just drops off and the game crashes, which is absolutely dreadful, really, for a game of this caliber. Which makes me wonder what happened really with the porting, or if this is a native port. But yeah, it plays decent enough so far. But look at those, even the streaming trajectories of their arcs is just sprites. Those are 2D sprites. It's not very impressive. Come on, guys. Not having health bars is a bit annoying, but I do tell the health little diamonds. It's interesting. Wow, these guys are so bad at warfare. They're just like clumping against each other. Alright, let's turn the camera viciously around. Try and arc around. There we go. Even if only half of them get behind them. There we go. Come on, slingers. There we go. We're finally breaking through that area. Let's try and get these guys around to the sides as well. At double speed, come on. We can just arc around them, even half our units. Be significantly better. There we go. There we go. Some of them are breaking. Let's move the slingers down here at double time so they can get in behind them as well. Come on, guys. They're not even moving. They're not even... Oh, there we go. Very delayed reaction. The AI isn't that great, it seems. Now, Tilla, the next version of, Total War, is going to be using the same graphical engine as this, but hopefully they've improved all of these issues significantly by then. Wow, this is so slow. There we go, at least the slingers can get a decent angle on them there. Just move there, you guys aren't really doing much. So we're winning this fight. Extremely slowly. Let's turn these guys around. Right click, hold and drag. Just put them down there like that. You guys need to move your asses. There we go. These guys seem to be fleeing, thank goodness. Actually, since they're fleeing, turn around and finish them off as best you can. We're finally breaking through. That took way too long. Which is one of the issues of actually trying to cover a game like this. It's fairly long to get anything done. There we go. Come on guys, move your asses downstairs there. They're just standing around. They're completely ignoring my orders. Why? Why are you just standing there? I'm telling you to move. There. Go. There we go. Fucking hell.
In the name of Rome.
Come on. Storm down there. And let's get this done.
For Mars.
Alright, we'll move that and we'll increase the game speed. So I don't want them to actually get exhausted just running down hills constantly. So we'll just march in fashionable order and speed up the game here. It's... Oh, these guys have reformed. There we go. Not too happy about them. Yeah, you better run. There we go.
Linus' defenses are crumbling. The Samnites are crossing the river.
They didn't need to. They're retreating. They didn't need to. God damn you, game plots. Man, this rendering texturing is dreadful. Look at these.
We've all trained for this day. Now there is an enemy before us, and glory. I may not be a general, but the gods honor me by allowing me to lead you on this day. Now advance!
Alright. Control A to select them all, and now we can get them from behind.
In the name of
So, what are these? Heavy cavalry, that's not good. That's not good at all. Oh, what's going on
See
here?
a shallow ford across the river, which will give us passage into the city. Forwards!
Oh, so we're going straight for the city instead. Instead of attacking them from behind, okay.
We await the enemy. For the gods!
Let's speed this up again.
Glory to Rome!
Oh, here we've got a problem. Their cavalry is charging in. But we should be able to deal with them. We've got a significantly larger amount of people. And we've got slingers here as well. There we go. That should hopefully deal with them as their mob is coming closer. Very light melee infantry. It's very, very rare. I know I keep emphasizing this. It's rare that a game's graphical issues affect the gameplay, and the fact that you can't actually see the rendering distance so well of the arcs when you're zoomed out makes the game very hard to play. That is just the fact of the matter, especially for grand strategy games such as this. But so far it's doing rather well. It's holding up okay. Certainly doesn't justify the price tag of €55. I honestly can't recommend it for that, but if it goes on sale and there are significant patches to improve performance, I don't see why you wouldn't want to go for this, especially if you like the Total War games.
On quick march! At the double!
Come on guys, arc around behind them. Arc!
At the double!
What are you doing just standing around? There we go. Oh, they're going into a new formation. It's a bit too late for that, chaps. Deal with this mob. They're running away. Alright, good. We've essentially wiped them out there. We'll select everyone again with Control A and we'll try and get across this ford. Some Romans from the defenders running away, not very good. If I had a general, I could rally them back to my cause. Hopefully just seeing my army will help them. speed up the game speed, otherwise this is going to take for ages again. Nope, they're just running through. Oh man, what a bunch of cowards. Come on. No, 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 no. There we go. I don't know why the game defaulted the AI to try and cross the bridge over there, in the top left.
The consul and his men will be overpowered. We must come to their aid.
Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I'm already on it, dude. God. I've got the game sped up to its maximum speed. Not going too well. Ooh, a lot of motion blur. If you look at the top symbols there. That's not very good. That's lag induced. Not good at all.
The Samnites push towards the center. If they capture the city, all will be lost.
Alright, don't worry too much. We'll deal with them, I guess. God, the game speed at max, and this is so slow still. One of the reasons I don't cover these games too often. It takes quite a while.
Silanus, Capua needs our urgent assistance.
Yeah, I'm already on it, dude. Jeez. They're capturing this point. Don't worry, we'll deal with them. Double time, everyone.
Attack, men! Your consul watches over you. Strike down the Samnite invaders.
We want
Show them no mercy.
2 forces that angle, and we'll take the risk through here to attack there. There we go. We need to kind of get in here and stop them from capturing.
Into Capua. They threaten the center.
The siege weapons on the walls can repel them. See to it.
See to it. Alright, where did my mouse go again? My mouse disappeared. There we go. Why does the game do that? Any other siege weapons? There's just the one. That doesn't really help too much. What's the arc on this thing? It's not that great, is it? But we're winning, which is good.
For double time! Tribune, our allies begin to crumble. Hope is fading.
Well, they should stop bitching.
Keep fighting, men! Live or die, we will find glory!
Sons of Mars! An army approaches. Tribune, I think the banners are Lucanian.
Reinforcements! Our allies, Roman and Lucanian, rally to our aid!
There we go.
Take heart, men! The gods are with us!
So we've captured that.
We await the enemy.
Let's move in.
March! For the gods!
Well, this is easy enough, at least. Then again, it's the very first prologue mission. Not that it would have been very hard. Wow, look at all this cavalry. It looks so much better zoomed in. It's a pity the game looks like rubbish when you're fully zoomed out.
Move out! In the name of Rome!
In the name of Rome, blah blah blah. Come on, let's speed up the game again, otherwise we're going to be here all day. All day. But it's a very enjoyable game. I do like this style of RTS. I've always liked RTS games. My only complaint so far is the graphical issues and performance of it, which they're negatively affecting the game in a very bad way, especially just when it comes to rendering arcs and fire rates. That alone is an issue. Other than that, if you don't mind a game that looks like pants on the Mac and runs horribly, it's fun. But honestly, you can't recommend something like that then. It just doesn't work. But other than that, it's okay. But it's not worth 55 euro. If you're gonna buy this, I'd recommend buying it on a Steam sale. It's really the only justifiable way to do it then. Alright, so we're just massacring them now. Here we go.
The Samnites make their
Yep,
retreat.
we won.
The day is ours.
Tribune Silanus, grave news. The consul has fallen in the fighting and is badly wounded.
no.
Come quickly.
Well, everyone, there you have it. This is a first look at Total War Rome 2 on the Mac. Unfortunately, the performance and graphical fidelity leaves a lot to be desired. It doesn't run that well. It crashes a lot if you try and use decent resolutions or high settings of graphics, and it doesn't actually register your graphical performance that well. Like I said and showed, it only shows a third of my VRAM, which is a bit of a problem. That could be one of the reasons why you're seeing such washed out textures and a lot of issues of actually streaming the textures and loading. There was a lot of texture popping, and it negatively affects the game to the point where your arcs for your actual slingers and range units is hard to see or not possible to see at all. That's not very good. Hopefully the game does improve significantly with patches, but we don't know if that's actually going to happen. I do hope so, but as it stands at the moment, this game is certainly not worth €55 on Steam, and that is a bit of a pity. It's also a pity that Feral Interactive didn't port the game, which I hope they would do in the future. But I hope you did enjoy this video, and I hope this gave you some insight into if this game is worth buying for you at the moment for your Mac. I'm Al. Thanks for watching, everyone, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share for more Mac gaming coverage. And bye bye.